Hello everyone, hope you are all doing well, and this is the first video that I am going to upload on my channel, and I will be uploading more videos following this. So if you are interested in knowing other topics related to biology also, feel free to comment within the comment box. So the first topic or the lecture that I will be presenting is on the subject blue native page. So it's more correctly known as blue native polyacrylamide gel electrophoresis, or just native page, or abbreviated as BN page, where BN stands for blue native. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. So I will just start with a brief introduction. You can also read the statements or the points that are given on the slide, because I will be explaining each statement so that it would be easy for you to get a more idea about it. So from the first statement, it is said that it is or blue native page is a single step isolation of multi-protein complexes from biological membranes, total cell and tissue homogeneity, without application of any chemical cross-linking in its active as well as native form. So basically, from the statement we can say that blue native page is involved in studying multi-complex membrane proteins. So you can say, you definitely know that there are basically two types of proteins, soluble as well as membrane protein. So this technique is more commonly used in studying these membrane proteins. And it also does not involve any chemical reagents that would probably introduce any type of chemical cross-linking between the subunits. So we can rule out that process. And also in its native and as well as active form means that all the subunits that make up the active form of that protein complex will be present in it, and all the subunits will also be maintained in its proper conformation and would also have the necessary post-translational modification that make up the protein complex. So this technique will not affect any type of that necessary interactions that keep the protein complexes together in its active form. And because of this, once the blue native page is complete, the complex can be reused again. So it is not like using SDS page where we are denaturing the whole protein complex and we are rendering it inactive. In case of blue native page, we are getting the intact protein complex. We are not affecting the interaction. So once the process is done, we can use that protein complex once again if you are carrying out any other type of techniques also. So in this case, the band containing the protein complex can be excised or cut out and then subjected to techniques like electroelution, so that the entire complex can be reused again. For example, in this case, if you are studying any enzyme activities assays, you can do the same process here. And also in case of structural determination techniques like X-ray crystallography, cryo-EM, small angle X-ray diffraction techniques, and all that, you can reuse the protein complex once you have done the blue native page. So that's one of the main advantages of using a blue native page. And it also has a high resolution limit range from about 100 kilodalton to 10 megadalton. So you can say that this is a wider resolution range. So even small protein complex can be studied up to a large protein complex, about 10 megadalton protein complex, multi-subunit protein complex can also be characterized using blue native page. And it also uses a gradient polyacrylamide gel for separation of in an intact protein complex. I will be discussing this statement in the upcoming slide. So basically, blue native page is actually a charge shift method, and it helps in the separation of protein complex by introducing a total negative charge to a protein with the help of a specific dye. And about this dye I will be explaining later. And this charge separation enables in the movement of the complex across the gel gradient as it undergoes electrophoresis. And for a second statement, if you look into second statement, this is basically the common definition for a gel gradient. A gel gradient consists of a range of polyacrylamide concentration ranging from a low gel concentration to a much higher gel concentration. And this enables the variation in pore size across the gel, and it also helps into separation of the protein complex according to their molecular weight. So basically, this is just a pictorial representation of what a gradient gel actually means. You can see that the concentration of the agar at one end is lower as compared to the concentration of the agar at the other end of the gel. So this is what actually a gradient means, and this increase in concentration of agar changes in a uniform manner from a low concentration to a higher agar concentration. You can also see that in case of 3.5% of agar concentration, the pore size of the gel at this region is larger, as compared to the 16% agar concentration, which usually have a small pore size. So this enables the protein complex to occupy the gel according to their molecular weight. That is, larger protein complexes, which are represented as those big red circles within the diagram. And this large protein complex occupy at the region having less agar concentration. So as the protein moves towards the anode in the presence of an electric field as it undergoes electrophoresis, proteins with small size or smaller size will be present in majority of the region having higher agar concentration due to a decrease in pore size of the gel at that region, and because of the hindrance on the movement of larger protein complex as it reaches a region of higher agar concentration, which in turn promotes lower pore size to the gel itself. So one question that would probably come to your mind is that how is blue native page different from that of an SDS page? So it is always known that SDS page uses strong ionic detergents like sodium dodecyl sulfate or SDS to denature the whole protein complex into its individual subunits, and this also imparts an overall negative charge to the entire complex itself. And this helps the protein to migrate through the gel towards the anode when it undergoes electrophoresis. However, this is not similar to the case of that is seen in blue native page. Here we use a low concentration of mild non-ionic detergents like Triton X100. So it's basically a non-ionic detergent, and this degrades the membrane and also helps in solubilizing the protein complex. And after that we use probably a dye called as Comasi Blue G250, which has the ability to bind to the membrane protein and also impart an overall negative charge to it. And this property is due to the fact that this dye has hydrophobic groups that bind to the hydrophobic region present within the membrane protein with regard to the negative charge that it naturally possesses. And this overall charge allows it to have high solubility in water. And basically the end result is that the protein will be solubilized and will be imparted with a total negative charge, which enable it to move through the gel gradient towards the anode as it undergoes electrophoresis. So basically this is the structure of a Comasi blue dye. You can see that it possesses an overall negative charge imparted by the sulfate groups attached to it, and there is also a hydrophobic chain attached to a dye that enables it to bind to a protein, including the methyl groups attached to a benzene ring. So this figure was obtained from an article that I just read. Here you can see the different bands for different protein complexes, including the heart mitochondrial complex type 1 to 5, pyruvate dehydrogenase complex, and oxoglutarate dehydrogenase complex that is analyzed using blue native page. Here you can also see the gel gradient which was being used, that is 3.5 to 16% acrylamide gel concentration, and each complex can be determined by their molecular mass or by performing other techniques like Western blotting or through mass spectrometry. Later the bands containing the protein of interest can be excised from the gel and later separated out by techniques like electroelution. So these protein complexes that have been separated out by blue native page can be reused again. So that's one of the main advantages that I earlier told about blue native page. So moving on to the applications. So blue native page has several applications. The main ones are listed in this slide. You can determine the whole molecular weight of the protein complex, the stoichiometry of the protein complex, and also determine or understand the oligomerization pattern, and also used in case of 2D crystallization or electron microscopy studies. So I am just going to present a illustration to determine how this all works out. Suppose that there is a 3 subunit protein complex made up of subunits A, B and C, having different molecular weight that has been given in the figure. Suppose that I express the cDNA of each subunit in an expression system either individually or combinatorially or in an entire fashion. So if first I would express only a cDNA for subunit A individually, then purify out the protein and carry out blue native page, we will get a band at about 10 kilodalton. Similar case will also be observed when other two subunits B and C are expressed individually, and in similar cases we will get bands at 15 kilodalton and 20 kilodalton respectively, because we are expressing each subunit individually and not in a combinatorial fashion. So each molecular weight will correspond to the molecular weight of individual subunits itself. But when A and B are co-expressed together, we will get a band at 25 kilodalton. Because if in the figure you can see that A and B in the protein complex are interacting with each other. So similar will also be in case of B and C, subunits B and C, as they directly interact with each other, and so we will get a band at 35 kilodalton, and this band will consist of a band containing both protein sequences of subunit B and C. However, in case of A and C, when they are co-expressed, we will get two different bands. In the figure it is because in the figure you can see that both A and C are components of the complex, however are not linked with each other but linked with each other only in the presence of subunit B. So here subunit B is not expressed, we are only co-expressing A and C, so they will not interact with each other, and that's why we will get only we will get two different bands corresponding to subunit A and subunit C at 10 kilodalton and 20 kilodalton respectively. But when we are expressing all the three subunits, we will get a single band at 45 kilodalton because subunit B is present, which links subunit A and C indirectly to each other within the protein complex, and hence we will get a molecular weight complex or a band at 45 kilodalton. So this whole slide will sum up the idea that how Blue Native page is usually helped in studying and characterizing a particular protein complex, and hope it is quite understandable. So that's it. I hope you all liked the lecture and also try to get more information regarding the topic because it will help you out a lot in understanding the subject. And if you have any doubt regarding the topic, feel free to discuss in the comment section. Also do like the video and subscribe the channel, as I will be uploading new lecture sections whenever possible. Hope that all of you have a nice day, and thank you.